Hi friends, welcome to Ramchandra Chess Academy. Hope you all mastered the rules and regulations of the game through our earlier lessons. Now we are good to go and the real sessions are going to begin now. Okay, now we are ready to play a game and we'll start with the first lesson, opening principles. Okay, the game of chess is broadly divided into three parts: opening, middle game and end game. So generally the first 10 to 15 moves of the game are considered to be the opening phase, where both the sides try to develop their pieces and they try to gain control over the game and place their pieces in the better position. Okay, and then starts the middle game, when all the pieces are totally developed and they are ready to launch an attack on the opposition king. So that is the middle game stage, and where a lot of ideas, tactics, strategies involved. So both the players look for a decisive advantage during this phase of the game. Okay, and then all the pieces are exchanged and very few pieces are left on the board. Then we call it the end game. Typically we have the king, few pawns and minor pieces. So these are the three stages of the game: opening, middle game and end game. So let's begin with the opening principles. So one has to remember the opening principles, because these are going to be the fundamentals of the game which will remain with you forever. So at any stage, any player, even at professional level, people do follow these fundamentals only. So once you remember, it's going to be a lifetime learning for you. So please do concentrate. Okay, when it comes to the opening principles, we have certain fundamental rules to follow during the opening stage of the game. Okay, first one is pawn moves. You got to be very choosy with your pawn moves, because unlike other pieces, the pawns cannot move backwards. Once they are committed forever. So you cannot bring them back to the original squares. So in the initial 10 to 15 moves during the opening phase, you should restrict the pawn moves to maximum 2 or 3. And next, controlling the center. So in the initial stage of the game, both the sides look to gain control over the center. So when I say center, it is the d4, d5 and e4, e5 squares. Here you can see both the sides trying to gain control over the center 4 squares, the d4, d5 and e4, e5, because the side which controls the center can control the game. You can see any piece that is standing in the middle of the board is stronger than a piece sitting in the corner of the board. So hence, gaining control over the center during the initial phase of the game is important. Here you can see white is controlling the d4 square with the pawn on c3 and the knight on f3. Both are controlling the d4 square. Similarly, black is also has two attacks on that square. The e5 pawn and b6 bishop, both are attacking the d4 square. So for d4 square, white has two supports and black also has two defenders on the d4. Similarly, for d5 square as well, white has two pieces protecting that square, the bishop on c4 and pawn on e4. Both are protecting the d5 square, and black also has two pieces protecting that square, two knights, knight on e7 and knight on f6. Both are protecting the e5 square. So out of the central 4 squares, one is occupied by black's pawn and another one is occupied by white's pawn, and the other two are equally controlled by both the sides. So this is how the battle during the initial stage of the game goes on. Both the sides try to gain control over the central squares. So when you're playing with any mature player, you should remember, in the initial 5 to 10 moves you cannot declare checkmate. So instead of going behind the king with your major pieces, you should try to gain control over the center. Okay, next comes the development of pieces. So as I said earlier, development of pieces, we mean moving the pieces towards the center. So during the 10 to 15 moves, we try to develop all our pieces, not just one piece. So we develop all our pieces towards the center, not towards the corner of the board or any edge of the board. So we bring all our forces towards the center and keep them ready to launch an attack on the enemy side. Okay, next important thing is we need to move one piece one time only. So as I said, we need to develop the pieces in the first 10 moves, It doesn't mean that the same piece we go on moving again and again. So we need to move all the pieces. The maximum pieces we should develop during the 10 moves. Instead of wasting time on playing one piece multiple times, we should utilize it to develop all the pieces. So we have to make the most of each move during the first 10 moves. And the next important point is premature queen. This happens with most of the beginners out there. They tend to move the queen during the beginning of the game. So also there are so many videos available on YouTube, so many tricks and traps which attract people to play with the queen at the beginning, but that is a blunder. So if you're playing with any real chess player, you should not do that mistake of moving your queen out in the earlier part of the game. That is called premature queen development. It is dangerous. So you should first develop your pawns and minor pieces, then castle, and at the right time the queen should go out, not in the opening phase. Definitely not in the opening stage of the game where one should play his queen. Okay, another important rule, knights before bishops. We always say knights before bishops because when you move the bishops first, we tend to weaken one square, because here you can see the bishop, the black bishop from f8 moved to c5 square, so which weakened the g7 square. Of course, in this game white does not have any piece attacking on this g7 square, so black could play that move, but generally as a thumb rule, just remember we should play the knights first, then bishops. Of course there are exceptions to each and every rule, but let's learn the fundamentals first, then we move on to the exceptions. So what happens is, generally when the bishops move out, this square becomes weak, and when the opponent captures this pawn with his bishop or queen, automatically your rook will be lost. So this can be sometimes a blunder to move the bishop out. So that's why they say first knights first and then bishops. So in this game, as white did the same, you can see in this game the player playing whites first develops his knight and then he develops the bishop. So it is not necessary always you should develop the knight, but it is a safe practice for beginners to move the knights before bishops. So another important principle is castle early. So during the 10 to 15 moves where we develop all our pieces, we should also castle, because the king in the castle is safer than the king in the middle. So castling is another important part of the opening phase, so where before you launch an attack on the opponent's king, you should look for your king's safety. So while you develop your pieces towards the center, you have to remember that you have to castle your king also. And last but not least, you should not focus on capturing your opponent's pawns during the initial phase of the game. Instead, you should focus on developing your own pieces, because hunting the pawns during the opening phase doesn't fetch you anything. Our target is not capturing on a couple of opponents' pawns. Our target is his king. So instead of focusing on capturing a pawn during the initial phase of the game, you should focus on developing your pieces and get ready for the middle game, where you get a playable position and where your pieces are better placed than your opponent. Okay, these are the opening principles that everybody should remember during the game, and these are not only for beginners, everybody follows the same. Anyone who plays chess at any level, even professionals, do follow the same following game, where both sides develop their pieces. And see here, white castled as soon as possible. On the very fourth move, white castled, and on the other side, black has not yet castled yet. Of course, see, you can see here that during the first 10 moves, both the sides have castled their kings. They have developed almost all the pieces, and the pawn moves are not too many. So both the sides have control over the center, and they have the kings safely placed. So this is how the opening phase looks like. Not necessarily the same opening, but any opening you can choose of your choice, but you should remember the principles, the fundamentals of the game, that you need to focus on the center. You need to develop your pieces towards the center of the board. You need to castle. You should not play queen in the beginning of the game, and you should not move the same piece again and again. So try to develop the maximum number of pieces. Okay, that's it guys. In the next lesson we will talk about how to choose an opening, because there are various openings, various styles of play. So based on your own style, you need to pick up the opening that suits you the best. So in the next lesson we're going to discuss about the openings that a player need to choose for his own game. Okay, that's it guys. Thank you. Keep watching. Do subscribe to our channel and enjoy the chess lessons. Thank you.